You ask us, what is the most affordable brand new truck I can buy right now? And in this video, I have answers for you. I found at least 4 brand new pickup trucks that have 4 doors, crew cabs, 4-wheel drive. They're very useful and they offer great value. So I'm gonna show you them in the order of price. I picked out the most bang for the buck trucks. So let's get going with this one. I have some great news for you because there are deals to be had right now. We're based in Colorado. This video would not be possible without some friends. Namely, here is Johnson Auto Plaza in Brighton, Colorado. Use the link in the description below. Check them out. They have a huge selection of vehicles of all sorts, mainly GM and Stellantis. I picked out this 2025 Ram 1500 crew cab, mainly because this is what they stock here, because it's 4-wheel drive, it's crew cab, so it's got lots of space, lots of utility, and lots of capability. You can also get a work truck, of course, 2-door, 2-wheel drive, but that's a different video for a different story. I want this to be a little bit more family oriented as far as usability of a pickup truck for lots of people and also lots of stuff. So this is a redesigned truck, and it's number 3 on my list because it's a little bit more pricey, and I'll explain that in a second. Let me show you what the engine is. It's a brand new engine. Let me just pop it.
Today I'm coming forward to talk about something very important to me. I recently had some big shifts in my life. A move, a marriage, and some health issues that were a lot to process in a short amount of time. But through it all, there was one constant that helped me navigate this chapter of my life with a bigger positive impact than I ever could have imagined, and that is therapy. Therapy has had the single biggest impact on helping me manage my priorities through a challenging time. I would have a much harder time dealing with my anxiety without it. Which is why I'm pleased to announce today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an easy way to find support and unbiased advice from a licensed therapist, all from the comfort of your own home. Here's how it works. Go to their site using our special link, betterhelp.com/TFLtruck. Answer a few personal questions and BetterHelp will connect you to a therapist who has assisted others in the same situation you're dealing with, usually within 48 hours. You can talk to your therapist on the phone or video chat or even use messaging. It's discreet, it's easy. Look, you owe it to your mental health to give it a shot. Let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who will listen and help. Visit betterhelp.com/TFLtruck or choose TFL Truck at sign up to receive a special discount off your first month of therapy.
And I'll also show you where Ram was in 2024 trucks, and this is a 2025 model. They changed the engine. This is all new, 3-liter twin turbo inline 6. So this is a powerhouse. This is basically the most powerful engine I'm going to show you in this video by far. 420 horsepower and 469 pound-feet of torque. 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. The transmission is great. The engine is very smooth. And I'll also take you for a short drive just around here to show you, kind of get you an idea about how it drives, how it, how the engine sounds. It's very, very quiet, very smooth, and lots of torque. That torque comes in at around 3,000 RPM, which is pretty insane. 4-wheel drive. Let me show you on this side. This is a bighorn, which means it's got slightly fancier wheels. You can see this Bridgestone Dueler tire, and this 20-inch wheel. Looks pretty spiffy, really nice, chrome. And this is a shorter bed. This is basically the most popular configuration of a new half-ton truck, which is what this video is about. So it's got 4 full-size doors and a 5'7" bed. This particular one has a payload of about 1,600 pounds, which is pretty good for a 4-wheel drive pickup truck like this. Let's look in the bed really quick, see if we have any accessories. No, this one is staying pretty simple. No bed liner, no lights in the bed, no outlets for power. This is pretty much simple, pretty usable. You could bed line it yourself. You could change this truck up a little bit. And it does have a 7-pin connector for towing. And this is what I want to kind of spend a little bit of time on, towing capability of this truck. So it depends on what rear axle you have. And let's go over this way on this side because I want to show you the window sticker. It's not super easy to figure out what the towing capacity of this truck is unless you know the rear axle. Right here, I don't know if you could see, there's kind of a lot of reflection, but it says it has an optional 392 rear axle ratio. I hope you could see that there. Which means it has more capability. So if it didn't, if it had a 355, it would be able to tow about 9,500 pounds, which is already pretty good. But because it has this optional rear axle ratio, which is a little bit more aggressive, which means you're going to be losing a little bit of fuel efficiency, but you're gaining towing. So about 11,500 pounds. So this is also the most towing you will see in this video, the most capability. 11,500 pounds-ish is going to be the top of this segment I'm showing you in this video. Once again, more affordable crew cab trucks. All right, interior, a lot more good stuff here. First of all, 6-person seating. I love the way Ram does this. If you can see under here, there's a little bit of storage. It's really easy. There's a little tab here. You could pull it. Once again, storage, cup holders. In a pinch, a 6-person can sit here. This is a Bighorn, which is not their tradesman work model, but still, it's just one level above it. But still, we have a 12-inch infotainment screen. We have a brake controller. We have automatic mode for the 4-wheel drive system. We don't have a digital screen display here, but it is really nice and traditional. Leather-wrapped steering wheel, cruise control, including adaptive cruise, drive modes. So this is a fully featured truck. So it's not the super fancy one, but now we have to talk about price. So the price currently, this is of this taping, is $53,157. And it has $9,922, almost 10 grand off, because the original price was $62,480. So even though the original price of this truck was pretty high, there are already deals to be had. This truck has been on the lot maybe for a little bit of time. So now Ram and the dealership want one of you guys to buy it. So you have almost 10 grand off. So yes, there are deals to be had. Is it a great deal still? Well, you be the judge. You still have a lot of towing capability, like I told you, lots of torque, and I think a very comfortable and very spacious and very usable interior. So you be the judge. Well, I guess we can go for a tiny drive. If you get the 355 rear axle ratio, you of course will get a little bit less towing ability, but you will get that edge on highway efficiency, and we haven't tested that yet. We hope to do that soon. And yeah, you see that the price is now, I would say, very attractive for what you're getting in this truck. Like I said, all the torque, all the acceleration, all the power, and all the refinement that it brings with it, including how it rides. I'm here in the dirt lot, and even though it's very bumpy here, I'm still super comfortable. So now let's check out the next truck. But wait, there's more. Before we move on to another manufacturer, I wanted to show you this truck, which is also brand new, also on the lot, but this is a 2024 model Ram 1500 Bighorn. And you saw this Hemi V8. Yes, this is the last of the Hemi V8s, actually, I think, on this, at this dealership. And also a huge discount. Still a lot of towing, about the same towing as the 2025 I showed you. And of course, that V8 growl. So if you want the V8 truck, it's about $52,500 right now. Whammo, number 2 on my list is this, the new 2024 Ford F-150. And to show it to you, I'm here at Brighton, Ford, Colorado. So I gotta thank my friends here for letting me show you this truck as well. So right now you might be saying, wait a minute, Andre, shenanigans, why did I pick a work truck XL F-150 in the same video where I'm showing you Bighorn Rams? which are a little bit more optioned? Well, I wanted to do it as if you did it. So I went online and I found the most affordable 4-door 4x4 truck at each dealership. So just randomly, and this is what I found. I found a Bighorn over there and this work truck over here. This is a standard crew cab with a shorter bed. So once again, 5.5 feet of bed, 4x4, and this is really basic. And the price reflects that, and there's also a discount. Let me pop the hood and tell you, show you what's underneath the hood, which is the new base engine for 2024, which is no longer a standard V6. It's now a twin turbo V6, which is the 2.7 liter EcoBoost. And another way I can find this out, here's a little secret. So if you look at this sticker, it says 2.7 liter group right here. So if you're unsure after looking underneath the hood what you have or what you're driving, you could always glance at this sticker and it will show you the engine displacement right there. So I know that Ford does that. Now the horsepower is 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. And we've tested this engine numerous times in previous F-150s, and I really like this engine in the F-150. I think on paper, those numbers 325 and 400 may not sound that big, but in practice, it's quite quick, and I'll show you that in a minute. Let's look at the bed, and I'll show you payload and towing. Once again, the bed is not bed lined, so if we take a look, what I do have is some tie downs, not a lot of them, but I do have cubbies for storage. So these have little storage cubbies on both sides, but no lights, and it doesn't have like a utility track system. All of that is extra. I do have a hitch and a plug, which is very important. And here's one shtick about this base truck. When you're buying this base engine, your towing rating is not super high. Actually, it's around 8,000 pounds for a truck like this. So that's one downside of this base engine. You could choose 2 different axle ratios, but still 8,000 pounds is kind of where it's at for when you buy this engine. So if you want to tow more, you're going to have to look at different engines. Now let me show you really quick this sticker in the door. Payload 1,647. So this is just a tiny bit more than the Ram, and of course I'll show you the GM truck in a little bit, so you'll be able to see the comparison. Now let me get in and let me show you inside. When you buy this base Ford, you get a key that you actually have to put into the ignition, so it doesn't have push start. I'm gonna fire up. These are now my standard screens. I have a big digital screen in the middle here at 12 inches and another screen here also 12 inches. So all digital gauges. Now I gotta point out, I don't have a brake controller here. So for this base truck, I'll have to either install it after the fact. If you purchased it, you could go back to Ford and install it after, or do an aftermarket solution. Of course, there's wiring already inside the dash, so it should be relatively easy, but once again, you have to pay more for that. I'll tell you about the price in a second. I have a column shift, and I have a 6-person seating arrangement. There's a little tab right here where I can maybe fold it. So there's no storage in the back here, cup holders. And then there's also a little bit of storage under here. So I think Ram maybe does this a tiny bit better, but I still like the amount of space this offers. Also, you can bring 6 people. This is a full crew cab, so you have huge amounts of space on the inside. Now let's go for a quick drive. And off we go. This lot here is paved, so it's a little bit different experience from what I did in the Ram, because the Ram I was on dirt, driving and bouncing. I think Ram actually does a superb job at suspension. Very comfortable for a pickup truck, no matter if you're loaded or unladen. Ford also, I think, is getting there, and I think mostly on par as far as ride quality, even though Ford is using leaf springs in the back and Ram uses coil springs, multi-link system for the rear suspension. But this turbocharged engine is so powerful. Like I said, in practice, if you actually drive it, it feels more power than it actually offers on paper. Now we have to talk about price. We've tested this engine before as well, so you can check out oldtfl.com or tfltruck.com for a lot of different videos, including drag racing and towing tests and fuel efficiency tests, and we'll be doing more with these 2024 models very soon. But price, so this has $3,400, $3,400 discount right now on this brand new truck right here at this dealership, and the sticker price after discounts of $45,940, so almost 46,000 for this base truck. Is it too much or too little? I want to hear your comments, but this is real world, and this is with a discount and everything you see here. I really wish this truck would have offered a brake controller here already built in, because this is a working truck, and how am I going to tow a trailer over 3,000 pounds if I don't have brakes on my trailer? So that could be an issue that I would have to resolve. But in general, this truck is quite good. It's number 2 on my list, but now we have to go back to the number 1 on my list in terms of value and price. So let's go there now. All right, and finally we are at number 1 on my list. This is a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500, and you saw that Turbo Max. That's a new badge. I haven't seen it before, actually. We all know the Duramax badge, the diesel, but now they also have the Turbo Max, which is the base engine now in the Silverado, and actually has been for some time. Let me pop the hood. I think that badge is pretty cool. I think I may want this for my Colorado truck. Let me pop it. The base engine is 2.7 liter 4-cylinder turbo, and that's basically the same high output engine that's in my Trail Boss Colorado midsize truck. 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission from General Motors, and it's their latest iteration of that transmission. And if you have been worried about their 8 speeds, I think they're much better than they were several years ago. So I think there's a lot less to worry about. We've had some issues with previous ones, but after about 15,000 miles on my Chevy Colorado with a very similar transmission like this, I've had 0 transmission problems. So that's a good sign already. This is their base engine, and this is the most affordable truck I could find that has 4 doors, 4-wheel drive, and it's a GM. I'll tell you about discounts because it also has some, and also this is a custom trim level. So it's not a WT, it's not a work truck. It's once again like that Bighorn Ram that we looked at. This is a second step up in their trim levels. Unfortunately, you don't get a full-size crew cab. This is a double cab, and this rear door is a little bit shorter than it otherwise would be. If this was a full crew cab Silverado, the price would be a little higher and this door would be a little bigger, but you've seen this before. We've showed this many times at TFL. This seat is all the way back. My knees are hitting, so if I could move the seat up, I'd be a little bit more comfortable, but maybe for the longest road trips, this is not ideal. But if you want to keep the price down, and if you don't carry a lot of people all the time, this is a perfect solution, I think, to this. This basically has one of the largest beds. This is tremendous. 6 foot, let me see, let me get a judgment on it. Yeah, this is, I believe it's their 6'10", so slightly longer bed. So once again, lots of utility. It's also not bed lined, so you'll have to do it yourself. Oh, but look at this. We have an outlet, we have lights, and we have a power outlet here, 400 watts. So already pretty nice. You could bed line it yourself. It has a lot of tie down points. So I would say this might be one of the most usable beds of this list. Of course, 2-inch receiver, all the wiring, and then we'll check inside as far as trailer brake controller is concerned. But this truck won't tow quite as much as that Ram we looked at, about 9,000 pounds of maximum towing on this one. And let me check the payload. So let's walk over here. Let me check the payload. You could see it here, 1,909 pounds. So sorry if it's a little bit hard to see, but 1,900 pounds. All right, so this being a custom 2024 Silverado, the interior is a little bit more simple than some others, but I love this. Still, 6-person capability is here. This is lockable, storage underneath. Love it. So in a pinch, a 6-person can be here. There's a little tab once again here, cup holders once again, and storage. So as far as usability and cloth seats, I love all of that. But this section is older, and it's partially because this is a more affordable version of the Silverado. So let me fire this up and let's go for a quick drive. Put it in gear. I do have a trailer brake controller, so I have all those features. So you could hook up to about 9,000 pounds to this and tow. It's a little bit more efficient in the city. It could go in 2-cylinder mode under certain conditions. It does have cylinder deactivation, one of their latest versions of that as well. So if you drive a lot of city, not a lot of highway, this truck and this engine may be kind of what you want. But, and also 9,000 pounds is plenty to tow many different trailers. For example, I have a 6,000 pound boat trailer, and this has a lot of space and a huge bed to boot. So you can go camping, you could work in this truck, you could tow a variety of trailers. And finally, an affordable price. Here's the price on this one, $43,632. And you could see it's this custom Chevy Silverado 4x4. It has it started at $48,355, so it has approximately, well, almost $5,000 of discounts. All right, so now I have to pick my favorite. And if you're wondering why didn't I show you a Nissan Titan or a Toyota Tundra, well, the Titan is discontinued. I couldn't find the right Tundra today, so I apologize, but I found it online under $50,000, also with discounts for a 4-door crew cab with 4-wheel drive. So the Tundra is also there. But out of the trucks I sampled today, my favorite is, gosh, I really want to say this Chevrolet Silverado because I love the value here, but I'm gonna have to stick with the Hemi. I like the V8 engine a little bit more than some others right now, especially for towing in the mountains. It's got that capability of slowing me down or accelerating me. I love that a lot. So today, just right now, I'm gonna pick the 2024 Ram 1500 Hemi. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What's your favorite, and what do you think about the most affordable new pickup trucks on the market right now?